The only way you could declare a function is it has its own syntax. Okay, you have to follow the exact syntax. So I'm going to show you how the syntax work. Okay, so syntax. So what you have to do is you have to give the name. Name of function. So the function name would be anything you could think of. You could most of the time you should give it appropriately what you're using. Okay, so then what you do is it has to follow with the parentheses. Okay, so I'm gonna do okay, so that's how you have to follow. Then you have to give a little tab, and then you have to open and close curly brackets. Okay, in these two curly brackets, what happened is okay, so open curly bracket, and then this one is you're gonna close the curly bracket. Okay, and then in here you could type in the code. Input code between these between curly brackets. Okay, and so the code could be a short code or about many lines. Short script or many lines, or long, very long script. Either it's going to be the short or very long script. Okay, how's that? And then it stays there in one place, right? Then what you have to do is if you want to actually run the script, so this part is done. Okay, so it stays inside the script here. To make use of it, to actually run the function, all you have to do is just type that function name in there and it will execute it. All you have to do is that's it, and it will run it as a this will run it as a command, right? When you put the in there, it will run it as a command, and whatever is inside that script code is going to execute that. So here, provide the name of function. So let's see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy template 2. I'm going to say function.sh. Okay. I'm going to go here, and usually it's a good idea to put in the comments here. This is a function example. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say Zafar 1, and I'm going to say parentheses, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open and close. I'll give the tab here, and I'll open and close the open and close this curly brackets here, right? Now the code goes in here. So let's just work with something that says it's easier, right? Who uptime. You're just putting commands in here for now, okay? dff and h, host name, pwd. These are all you know all this, right? So this is nothing new. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to escape out of this and save and exit. Okay. So let me try to run the function. So nothing happened. Why nothing happened? Because I put that in a function here, but it's not, we're not telling it to execute here. If you want to execute the function, all I have to do is just copy this part here and paste it here. Okay. So the function has to be on the top of the screen, and then because the script comes from top to bottom, and it goes in that order here. So now this becomes a part of a, what does this becomes? Now this gets executed here. When Zafar 1 gets executed, what is Zafar 1 carrying in itself? It's carrying these commands here. So what do you expect? You expect these commands to get executed. Okay, so right now this is same as alias.
Every time you enter the bar 1, because you created a command.
It looks like an alias now, right?
Okay.
So, but we could actually use some more code in here. Okay, so if I do function, there you go. It executed that. It executed that function. Why did it execute that function? Because we told it to get executed. So this function, it could be, so let's go ahead and see here. Let's create one more function here, okay? I'm gonna say Chicago. And then I'm gonna open and close curly brackets. And I'm gonna say echo this is Chicago, and I say echo this is Windy City. Okay, okay, I'm gonna save and exit, and then I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna run function, and it ran functions Zafar, but it didn't run the function Chicago. So what do we need to do for it to run Chicago? It ran this part, right? But it didn't ran this part here. So what do I need to do?
Add something.
Add what?
You just delete.
No, I mean, here's the thing here. Once you run this, you have to call it. You have to tell the computer to run it. So how do you run it? You just give its name. You just give this part, but you don't give the whole thing here. Okay, so you could see how easy this is.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what will happen is, now what is it gonna run now?
The other ones.
Yeah, it's gonna run both.
Can you go back into the VI?
Yeah.
Where's the? Oh, you put the second Chicago. You put the second Zafar underneath that.
Yeah. So this is Zafar 1. So what it's gonna do is gonna go up here and see where is Zafar 1 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's inside Zafar 1 is this command. So it's gonna execute those commands. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's gonna go Chicago, and then you see this is Chicago. It's a function, and then it's gonna execute this.
Okay.
So if I delete this, and if I save and exit, what is it gonna run now?
This is Chicago.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. You got it. Okay. So what I'll do is,
yeah, very good.
now
Can you do that with Zafar? Like if you put your name 1, or yeah, Zafar. Would you put? Can you put Zafar 1 hashtag Zafar 1 if you wanted to for it to not run the command?
very good. Yes.
Comment out.
Yep. Now recall the function here. Okay. So small. Now running the function. Okay, so I'm gonna save and exit, and then I'm gonna run function. So it ran only Windy City, so it totally ignored Zafar 1. Now what I'm gonna do is if I put Zafar 1 here, what is it gonna do now?
Chicago will come first, and then Zafar.
Yeah, you got it, man. This is what it is. Chicago will come first, and it came first right here, and then everything else came later. Now, what is going to happen now? If I do Chicago again here,
it'll do it twice.
Yeah, it will do twice. It will do like third time. Now it will do the fourth time. So if I save and exit, There it is. It did 4 times.
It's like a stutter almost.
Yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is so if you want to make it look nicer, you could do that. Or like now you think, okay, you ran too many times Chicago. Now it's time to run Zafar 1. So you could do Zafar 1 here. So looking at here is gonna run Chicago 3 times. The 4th one is Zafar 1, then the 5th one is gonna be Chicago. Okay, so it's gonna execute in the order you provided. There you go.
Mr. Zafar,
Yeah.
can we put echo in between the names?
Why not? Why not? Let's see here if we just put echo in here so that we have looks visually easy on our eyes. So you type echo, then yeah, that one's not gonna run. Echo, echo. There you go. It looks easier on your eyes now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's the thing: whatever you're learning, there are a lot. You could like use your head and use combination of all this, so that it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, sky's the limit here. So what you could do is, if you want to do like cat fs tab or something, you could definitely do that. All that. Everything you put in here one time. Okay, now instead of writing this, so I'm calling Chicago like 4 times here, right? I'm not putting this 4 times. I just put it in the script 1 time, and then each time I have to call it, I'm just using it once.
Mr. Zafar, why did you have to put echo before this is Chicago, this is Windy City initially?
Where?
The first time you wrote it underneath Chicago. Yeah, why did you put echo right there?
Because it's gonna just echo. It's gonna just read this.
Okay. Is that mandatory? If we don't put echo, will it not read the command?
No, I'm in this chunk of code. I'm just saying to just put out some text.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an echo command here. I mean, echo command over here we are using. Why are we using echo command?
To create a space or a gap in between.
And what else is here?
Yeah.
Echo is here's the thing, buddy. Echo followed by anything, it will repeat. What does echo means in plain English?
Yeah, I mean, to replicate the sound.
Yeah, that's it.
Duplicate sound.
So now we're telling echo just read this is Chicago. So when it executes, it will do this here. Now in this scenario, it says echo, but there is nothing in front of it. So if we are telling it to just echo blank, so that's why it's showing blank.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
So we are using echo to manipulate our visual effect. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay.
What happened to other guys? Nobody's joining here. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so this is all done. I mean, you could get fancy in here. So let's see what else we could put in here. You could put everything you want in there. Come on. So you could do all these. Let's put this one here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say game. Okay, following the format, I'll do is like this, right? Now, where do I copy the one I just copied from the left side? I put it in here between the curly brackets, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, see? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and exit. Before that, so here I'm going to just call game first. Okay, so let's do how this is gonna play out. So it doesn't matter. What it matters is the order of execution here, okay? So executing or whatever I put in there, enter a number between 1 and 5. I'm going to push 4 and it says, so it completed it part of the code. When it's done, the other function got executed. When that is done, the other function got executed. Okay, does it make sense?
Mm-hmm. Oh, enter a number between 1 and 5. Read that.
This one I literally copied from one of our previous script.
The previous script.
So you could see, you could quickly build up a large script. Okay, so yeah, when it comes to function, that's about it. If you want to run this, if this name doesn't mean anything, you could put like garbage in it and it will work. All you have to do is just the little text have to match exactly the way it is. Okay, and all right, so let's do this something. So let's do the nested function. What is nested function? It's a function inside a function, okay? So let's do that. So nested function is actually it's called global and local function. So it's gonna say global and nested or local function. So what I'm gonna do is let's see here. Let me just get out of here. I'm gonna copy template, and then what I'm gonna do is function. I'm gonna copy to global.asset. So what I'm going to do is vi global. Here I'm going to say this is an example of global and local function. Okay. This means nested. Okay, function inside a function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a function. I'm going to do function global. Okay, that's the name I came up with. Okay, and then what do you have to do? What you have to do is you need to open and close the brackets, right? So between these two brackets, that's in here. Now here you could put in all the code you want between these two brackets here. Okay, so let's see what I'm gonna say about this here. Okay, so let's see. Here I'm gonna say, so for the visual purpose, so that we could see it better here, I'm gonna say echo this is a global function. Okay, L inside there I'm gonna open another function here. Okay, I'm gonna say function func local. So what I'm going to do is echo this is local function, right? And I'm going to say this is a local function, and then the code goes here. And okay, so this looks good to me. So now what literally this is this is okay, just look at this part here. This part is a function itself. Don't think of this as a local, but just looking at this part. Don't look at anything else. Looking at this part is just a function here. So if I run function local, it should run whatever is inside the brackets, right? Either it's an echo command or any other command on the planet. It will run from this here. Okay, and then within that, now outside the function, there is another function in there. So outside that function, I'm going to call that function. So I have to call the function here. Okay, then this part of the code will get executed here.
Mr. Zafar.
Yeah.
Why did you move the command over though?
Which command?
Both of them. The echo. This is. Well, you didn't.
I gave this much space. You mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's just for visual purpose.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
This is a visual purpose.
Okay, because when I was taking like my AWS class, they were saying that like, well, not the class, but I was taking the exam, and they had a few commands like that, and they were similar to each other to like throw us off, and I was wondering like why they did that, or you know what I mean, like.
No, okay, wait a minute here. These things, it depends on the language also, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you are dealing with Python is very big on spaces. If you give them space for no reason, then it will crash.
Okay.
In this bash scripting, given spaces wherever you want, is not going to cause major problem. Okay, I could have this sticking right here, starting right here, but I'm just doing it for the visual purpose, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So within this function, just look at this part here. So it's local, and then it called that function here. Okay, if you don't put this in here, then if you run this, if you run the script, it doesn't know to run this because we're not calling it outside the function. Okay, now for the whole function to really work, then you have to call this function. So you're calling this function here, so it's gonna display this, and then it's gonna display this when we run this. Let's run it, then I'll come back here and you could ask me questions.
Okay.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So if I comment this part out, so if I comment this part out, what I'm gonna see? What part I'm gonna see?
You're gonna see just the this sort global function.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Actually, I meant to say this is. There you go.
Because you weren't able to call the local one, right?
Yeah, because we comment out the local here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now if I do this here, but if I'm not calling anything here, what is going to happen now?
It's just going to be function local or func local.
No, it's not going to be nothing now.
Oh, nothing.
See, nothing.
Yeah.
Because for the nested function to work, the global has to get executed, then the local get executed.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So basically, you have to call the first function
Yeah,
in order for it to work.
because this part is inside this global here, so script would know that,
Yeah.
and then you could have like 200. You could have 200 local functions here, but it won't matter because you're not calling it.
Exactly.
So if I do this like couple hundred times, so what I'm gonna do is let's do this here. Okay. So I'm calling a local function like 3 times here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I could do to make it look good, I could do echo. And um, so what I'm gonna do is yeah, I'm gonna call this, like I'm calling this so many times here. See if it's gonna run. It's not gonna run because we're not calling the global function yet.
Yeah.
So what?
It's like trying to call like an extension number without calling the first phone number.
Yeah, you got it, man. How are you gonna call the extension number? It's only 3 digits.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, if I run this, so what is gonna run how many times? Tell me. Now this is very tricky.
The function local is going to run 3 times.
Okay, and then what else we're gonna see?
The global one first, though.
How many times?
Once.
Yeah. So this part is gonna run once, and this part is gonna run 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Now if you could run echo, you could run any command on the planet that the bash takes. Okay, between here, you could put whatever you want in there now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me copy this.
So, Mr. Zafar, in the work field, like as the Linux administrator, will we be writing up the scripts? Like, will we be typing the whole scripts and putting like instructions in it so that people can understand it?
Many times you're not actually.
Yes, okay.
Many times. I mean, I'm just. I thought everybody should know how to script it because once you learn Bash, this is where you could like. This is where you could like get into some programming and all that. What I'm doing is programming, and just because functions, variables, and all this goes across any language.
Mm-hmm.
Any language has all these things here, but a little bit different how you place them and all that.
Yeah.
Here, but you won't be doing heavy scripting. So what actually happened is over the years, it has evolved. Now that the computers are doing a lot more of those things there now, so the job functions have kind of diversified. but still some because what's big companies are actually doing is they are getting developers to do a lot of heavy coding here. So because the servers and all those what they have is not just one or two, they're thousands. So might as well bring in developers which are gonna do a lot of heavy coding. So now to become a developer, you need to know the Linux operating system. So this is if you try to become a developer, you will never be able to be successfully get a job or whatever unless you know Linux, because this thing is gonna get you hung up. Because in here, if you're writing a heavy code here, regardless if it's Python or something else, you need to know how to execute some of the things here. Like in here, I could put any script in here. I mentioned that. Okay, so I could even type in init 0, then the system will shut down.
Yeah.
Right? You could put that in the script. So the developer need to know what he's doing. So he need to know Linux.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Zafar, I guess my question is, what's the difference between scripting and coding?
Now, there's all interchangeable use. Coding is what we're doing is coding also.
Right. Because they're commands, right? So
Yeah, programming is also called programming. But the level is starting from basic, but when you're doing like a programming, it's mostly referred to as doing like a lot of visual effects and all that. So if you go in here on your Google Chrome, press F12, and now you could have like a lot of these things is coming in here. See in here, you could, if you like arrow over this part is head and it gets highlighted, and this is what it is. And here's the source code, I think. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on. It just used to be a simple stuff, but you could do a lot of things there. And you owe all these things. You owe all these things back to AT&T. Back in the day, they created C languages, and that spun off. Every language would trace back to C++, C programming. Even Linux is written in C. Linux and C are about the same age. And this is the guy, Dennis Ritchie. Just only 70, man. He did pretty good. So let's look at the C programming. So the successor of language B, okay, is coming from B. Again, Bell Labs. Bell Labs is nothing. Bell Labs is AT&T. It used to be. I mean, I don't know. You pretty much you young to remember all that.
I remember Nokia.
Yeah, but this is kind of corrupted here because Nokia is. Well, Bell Labs. If you know what Bell Labs is, it used to be. Now it says AT&T. See AT&T Laboratories.
Yeah. I remember the
Yeah.
I remember the bell, like correlating that symbol right there on the
Yeah.
phone. I remember that.
Well, where the Bell Telephone Company is 100 years old, it's coming from Abraham Bell, whoever invented it's named after him.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? He invented telegraph, right? So Alexander Graham Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's his namesake, Bell Laboratories or whatever. He's Bell's father. No, let's see here. I really respect this guy, man. This him and Edison. Uh, let's see here. But whatever. Uh, so with his, he did inventions and all that, and then the telephone. Okay, so Bell. So the telegraph was even before telephone, but he did something to then make it like you could actually hear people.
Mm.
Yeah, telegraph was like tapping on the keyboard, tick 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 tick,
Mm-hmm.
and it used to be that. And he actually made something that you could hear people. 1874.
There it is in the last, like one of the last paragraphs.
Yeah, Western Union. So lot of, if you hear about a lot of technological advancement, all you could trace all this back to AT&T.
Mm-hmm.
They did since they are that old, I mean, they did a lot of AT&T and IBM. You could trace a lot of technology or computer related stuff back to those two
Yeah.
companies. And I think AT&T and IBM, they were almost all the time in a position, right? They invented something, but they didn't profit out of it because they didn't know how to use it. Like Microsoft. You heard about DOS?
Dolph?
DOS operating system, DOS,
No.
MS DOS. It used to be. Yeah, it used to be something like command line. This
Mm-hmm.
is the command prompt you have is kind of coming from DOS.
Okay.
So it was developed by IBM, but they don't know how to use it. Actually, they don't know how to market it. So Microsoft took it and then started licensing it,
Okay.
and then Microsoft became much richer than IBM.
Mm-hmm.
Like it used to be called IBM, and then they sold it for pennies to Microsoft. Assembly language in C. See, it was written in C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this dude, he came up with C languages, and long time colleague Tem Hansen, the Unix system, and B programming, and okay, whatever. So all these guys at AT&T, they developed Unix operating system,
Yeah.
and when was that? 1970s. These two guys. Uh-oh, is that a computer?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's enough of that. And Okay, so now you have a good grasp how the function is working. So what I'm going to do is just make sure I put in something like this. Program is one of those things. Once you understand it, that's it, man. You'll get good grasp of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it start off a global function. Then over here, start off local function. Okay, and so here execution of local function. And then execution of global function. Okay, over here, what I'm going to do is end of local function. End of global function. And then here, execution of global function. So execution of global function. So you need this too. Need this for any just leave it there. You got the point. Okay, so do you have any questions about that?
That's perfect. If Cedric, has any questions. All right, thank you.
So, okay, guys, reach out to me. Okay, so I think we still have a lot of things to cover. I mean, let me see. I need to call up this. Huh?
Well, I'll ask you after class, I guess. I don't want to actually know, but I just wanted to talk about resumes. If you wanted to go over the resume.
Yeah, I looked at it here. So first of all, don't put your address on it. Just the location was good enough. like the city, town. Normally, what I put down here is I'll just put down Chicagoland, Illinois.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, don't put down full address here. Okay, and then can you expand a little bit more on what you have sent? So
Expand on it.
yeah, expand on it. So you put down something like for
Like I was just putting in like quick little statements. So
yeah.
like the rough draft. It was kind of like a rough draft just so I could get the feel of like what you wanted, and then I figured we would be able to go from there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah, in that case, you did actually good. So, yeah, we'll work on it one on one.
Okay.
And so, you're taking the AWS class also? How's that one going?
Yeah, I'm finished with it. I've been studying and I've been taking the practice tests, but I kind of slowed down a little bit because I've been dealing with like some other things. Well, I actually got a job, so I've been doing.
Oh,
work
okay.
from home.
What is the job about?
It's Molina Healthcare, just the help desk. Just was doing it just so I can pay bills and things like that, but save some money until the classes were over. But yeah, I kind of slowed down with my studies as far as like this class and that class because I just after work I'm kind of like a little tired sometimes, or I just want to break.
Well, here's the case. Can you open this website, my website at work?
Yeah, of course.
And then, are you able to access the server?
The server at work.
Yeah, the assignment server.
I'm not sure. I never tried.
Well,
on my computer, my work computer.
yeah.
Yeah, I never tried, but I don't see why not. But I'm at home, so they're not really watching me. I can get on my personal computer when I'm at work or when I'm working, the hours that I'm working, because yeah, I'm here usually from 7 to 4. I wake up, clock in.
Yeah, you're working from home. That's good. So, with the AWS, the great deal is doing the labs. Do you have access to labs, AWS
Yeah, I
labs?
have access to lab. Yep. Yeah, I made an account. My professor, he had us doing labs. He still runs classes to this day, like hour sessions here and there. Um, I just haven't been taking advantage of it, to be honest.
Which lab he's using?
He's using the console, the AWS console.
The full console?
Yeah, but we delete everything before we get off.
Oh, okay.
But you have so many amount of space for the free tutorials.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just have to be careful with AWS. Sooner or later, they'll get you.
Yeah, I know. One of my friends, he left an instance running for too long, and they charged him like $14 or something like that.
Yeah, I have one AWS account. I deleted everything, but I'm still getting like 7 cents charged every month, and I have no clue where is that charge coming from. I can't even contact them since I have like I don't have like a premium version. So like I'm paying 7 cents a month for like a couple of years now.
Dang, they get you, man. It's not cool.
The interesting thing is I even changed my credit card and they know the credit card, so they're charging the right credit.
Wow. Yeah, that's scary.
So what happens is usually they charge it to the old credit card, and then the credit card company says, "Oh, okay, it's going to that," so it charges me to my new credit card. So I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe if you maybe they're just charging your bank instead of the cards. Maybe you put your bank account on it rather than your debit card, thinking the debit card.
No, man, I don't do that. Make sure you don't do that because on the credit card you could at least fight. With bank you cannot fight.
Yeah.
The money is gone right away.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the AWS stuff. So I've been taking a practice test, and I've been getting better. Every time I take a test, my score goes up a little bit. It may be like 5%, 10%,
Yeah, yeah.
15%, but I'm not passing. But it's getting better.
Well, that so. Uh, all right. So that's about it about function. What you could do is let's. You guys could hear me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back on. It kicked me off, and I didn't even realize.
Oh, it kicked you off? I didn't stop it though.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is let's see how the function works if you take like a input from the command line. Okay, so I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna template dot. I'm gonna do input. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is a global and local function with input parameters. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna declare the variable here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna declare something says user name equals $1. Okay, when you put $1, we have to give the input when we run the script. Now I'm gonna run function. Let's see here. I'm gonna say age calc days. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take somebody's age and then we're gonna calculate in days. Okay, and we are declaring the function. And now I'm gonna open and close the curly bracket. Okay, and all the code goes in here. So I'm gonna say echo hello hello $. So you have to get this here, the username. Did I misspell it? USER. Hello user, your age. Let's see here. Okay, so hello user, you are. Um, let's see here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say dollar user age years old. Okay, and the second line I'm gonna say echo your age in days is. So I'm gonna do some math here. Okay, so to run the command you have to do 2 backticks. expr expr is the expression, it's built in. And what I'm gonna do is we'll ask them to provide the age at the start when the script runs age, and then we do the multiplication times 365 days times 365. Okay, and then we're gonna close the code. And here what I'm gonna do is actually cut this out. I'm gonna paste it here, and then what I'm gonna do is delete this. Here, what I'm gonna do is read. Okay, read, and then I'm gonna say echo enter your name. Okay, and then read username. Okay, and then I'm gonna say a blank echo, then I'm gonna say echo enter your age. Okay, so what will happen is it will read okay, so this is the one user age we came up with, so I'm gonna say user age. Okay, this is not new here. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just call the function here. So what will happen is in this order, what is it gonna run first? What is gonna run first when it's run the script?
It's gonna be the age cal first.
No.
Okay.
It's gonna be echo. It's gonna say hello username.
Yeah, it's gonna say enter. No, it's gonna run this first because you're running the you're stating the function here. You're not running the function. You're running the function here.
Mm-hmm.
So function is this is going to be sitting there and doing nothing. It's going to be dumb up until you tell it to run it. Okay. So
Yeah.
the actual script starts here. The execution of the script starts here.
Starts at yeah. Okay.
So it's going to do this and then stops because we have a read function. Read built-in command here. So it's going to say until you put the username in here, it's not going to go. You put username and hit enter, then it's going to ask you your age and hit enter. So now what will happen is this will execute. So from the memory, the username, whatever you put down, the username will get replaced here. And the user age get replaced again here. So how many times the user age is getting replaced?
User age
Yeah.
twice, 3 times.
Where?
In the hello username, your age, years old, and then underneath that,
Yeah, 2 times.
oh, 2 times. Oh, the command isn't going to show up.
Yeah, the command is accepting it, and then that is going to use 2 times.
Okay.
And then you could and then this one and it's getting 1 time, use 1 time. But it's up to you. You could put like, so you could copy and paste this line 10 times and it's gonna whoop, run it in circle.
So the username is the script 01 at the same one that's at the top right there, above bin badge.
So what is this? This is gonna be a variable, right? Whatever you provide, this will become it will replace this. Wherever you put the dollar and what is supposed to be here, dollar, it will replace that.
Okay. Can we run it right now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna save and exit. Okay, enter your name Zafar and enter your age 10. There you go. Uh-oh. Syntax error, unexpected end of line file. So 34. 34. It's
You put the 2 scripts behind the age call date.
I'm sorry, what?
You put the 2 what are those brackets or the parentheses behind age cal date, the last one.
This one?
Yeah, are we supposed to delete the parentheses when you put the name?
Yeah. Good catch, man. Good catch. Oops. Good catch. Now let's see here. Enter names for age 20. There you go.
There we go. Yeah. And you said the age, like the day, the calendar works based on when they started Linux.
Yes. No, the timestamp. No, I mean this is calculating our age. The age, your number of age. What are you talking about?
It said 7,300 when you said you were 20.
Yeah, so 20 multiplied by 365 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other question you had was stat. Stat input function. And it will give you a number here, right? Where did he go? Yeah, I have to go back in there.
I thought it was cow, was like stat cow or.
What?
I can't remember.
Now, what are you talking about? The timestamp, the date stamp?
Not the timestamp, but just how like. I think it's. I thought there was a command there that shows you, not based on your age, but
Like cal?
E.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What about time? Was it time?
You're talking about the timestamp on the file. It starts from December 31st, 1969.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm talking
Let's see here. I think I put it in here. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So here's
And see, the user is terminator, but the date starts all the way back to December 31st, 1960.
yeah. So that if you do the math here, that's how many days it's been.
Till today.
I mean, as of that day when we worked on it. So we could definitely take a look here. So cat etc password. Which file was that? Or shadow file? Right here, right? 18532.
Mm-hmm.
$18,475. So this was created on this day here. So how do you find out what day was that when this was created?
The calendar.
Yeah, so you just put down time since. So now it says 595, right? So it's back then 532 days. I want to know what day was 532 days since then. So so what you do is um, one eight five nine five minus 18532. So it's been 63 days since that user has been created. So if you go back 63 days, go back 63 days, right? It was on Sunday, September 27th. That's when that file was created.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the date stamp cal is working in the Unix, because it needs something to work off of. So he put down December 31st, 1969.
Mm.
Okay, so that's enough of that. So you are good with the functions now, right?
Yeah, I understand it. So anybody else.
Thank you.
Yeah, so then you could have in here, you could have more local functions here. You could have like 2 or 3 in here. More. I mean, I'm just saying it's you could have limitless in there.
So the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Then I'll pick it up next week.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions, put in chat, and then maybe a couple week from now, then we'll work on your resume one-on-one.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Zafar.
All right. No problem. You have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye.